I grew up in Bristol. I moved to London about 3-4 years ago. And yeah, that's pretty much my story. It's a weird one because with Bristol, I was making music, but it was like on a sly because my parents didn't want me to make music at all. So whenever we had the home computer, I'd always sneak downstairs and at 2 a.m. in the morning. And my mum would think I'm watching porn, but I'm actually just like producing and stuff. And she kind of like, what are you doing? And I shut the screen and be like, shit. Around the time I was growing up, it was like Joker was around, Mensa was around. Who else was there? It was mainly like dubstep. And it was like not good, let me not say good dubstep, but it was like dubstep which had like groove and swing and element and bass, and it was less mid-range. What you've got like now is more like low end and really like, yeah, it was like Bristol bass. When you make a genre or make music, the best thing to do is actually have a grasp of the culture and a grasp of like what you're getting into and what you're producing and really pick up the sound. I think groove and like swing is like instrumental in garage to me. Like that's how I think it should sound. It should always have that swing, whether it's two-step or it's four to the floor. Like it always has to roll. Obviously EZ has like come back into the forefront and stuff. But if you listen to sets from even like Rossi B and Luca and people like that, there's a lot of people who've kind of been like swept under the carpet, but they were also doing stuff that EZ was doing, like the whole like chopping and queuing thing. Like Rossi B and Luca were doing that way before like EZ started like really doing it. But not like pouring EZ or anything, but it's just like I feel as if there's so much to learn about garage and it's too sheltered, like it's too this kind of corrupt FM, like Moschino dance, champagne, like bubbly and all that kind of stuff, and it's a bit cringe. Like there's more to garage than just that. If I could go back to a period, it'd be between 93 and like 97 and just go into like loads of garage raves like Emporium and like Coliseum and shit. Because I think with like Sun City, all those ways you look at the videos, it's not nostalgia playing tricks. Like I know that like them would have been sick, and I think now it's hard to find venues everywhere or just places in general that kind of had that same vibe in a massive like a massive hall, like floors of music, good vibes. It's really hard to like build that kind of like atmosphere. I wouldn't say relate to. I can name like producers that I really like and like sound that I try and emulate or elements that I like. Teddy Riley, like his production, like he's really overlooked because he kind of created New Jack Swing. That whole like wave like before like NWA and stuff, like the 80s up to like mid 90s, there's that whole movement of like R&B and that kind of, it's cheesy but it's still got swing and groove and you can still play it on a dance floor kind of thing. I really like his style. If I could collab with anyone, then it would definitely be him. Something that I've listened to and made me think shit, and he's at the game is Kaytranada's album. I listened to 99.9% and thought, nah, like I need to up it. Him fusing disco and like jazz and hip hop and R&B and this kind of like trappy element. I feel as if with garage, my aim now is to kind of fuse more R&B into my productions, because at the moment it's garage and it's nice and it's club heavy, but I think there's another level where I can make it still a song but still like bang in a club. And I think if I can fuse that together, then yeah, we'll see.